Today's video, we're going to be having a look at Wizzer. To be exact, the original Wizzer has made its return. You can rev them up to 10,000 RPMs, and you can also play against themselves, well, each other. I so happen to have two Wizzers here. It comes to us from the folks over at Super Impulse Toys. There's their website right down there. You can head over to www.superimpulse.com. They're also the same makers that were doing the Fraggle Rock stuff, as well as the world's smallest, which I'm sure we've looked at in a previous video. Some of the ones available are Geo Orbit, Subatomic, and Pixelator. I've got two different ones. They are very similar and yet still different in shape. They come with a couple of little added cool things down below. And you want to talk things being all the craze, all the rage in in collecting stuff. Nowadays, of course, the big thing, as far as I know, the same big thing is now big, was spinners. Everybody's got spinners. Everybody wants spinners. Billy's in the toy store. I want a spinner! You just had a spinner. I want another spinner! Which is actually funny enough. One of the last times I went to Toys R Us, that same scenario played out right behind me. A small child, let's call him Rick, wanted a spinner. His dad said, I just got you a spinner last week. And literally coming out of the boy's mouth was, yeah, but it's not that spinner. That's actually what was said. Spinners are obviously the craze right now, but back in the day, back in the 80s when I was growing up, these were the spinners. This was the big thing back then. Of course, one of the many big things back then, along with pogo balls and I'm trying to think of some of the other things. Pogs were big back when I was growing up. Pogs, how old are you? But these were one of the big crazes. They were all the rage back then in the 80s, and every kid wanted to get one of these. Now I so happen to have two, but I think back then I only had one of them. It's recommended for ages 5 and up. You're supposed to be able to do all these little balancing things and stuff like that, and it can gyrate around I think I was able to do this when I was younger. I could definitely not do this when I was younger, but maybe as the adult me, I might be able to accomplish that. And they can also teeter as well. Most of the time, what I usually just did was with vroom, 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 and I just let them move across the room. And, my friends would have them in school and stuff like that as well. So we would battle them out. But there's your packaging. I'm going to get these open up, and then we're going to have a look at the world's wildest whirler, the return of the Wizzer. Once you get them out of the packaging, these are the contents that you're going to be getting. So, of course, you get your main Wizzer. And I've got two different ones to look at. A little bit different in shape, but they pretty much do the same thing. This is your revving engine down below. I'll show you that in a second. You've got the platform in which it can spin on top of. You can also plug that in and it'll go around in circles. You've got a couple of different adapters that you can plug into the end. One rides a tightrope, and one can be spinning and oscillating around the platform. And then you've just got your regular base. Now this base actually, if you have, say for example, two Wizzers, one can go on top of the other, more so like this, and it can rotate on top of itself. We're going to try this. I don't know how successful we'll be. And then of course the much needed accessory it comes included with a manual. Shows you how to use it. Essentially what you're doing is you're revving it. Hold Wizzer on side of starting tip, pressing against floor. Metal tip should not be straight down. Do not use the metal tip to start Wizzer. Warning, never start Wizzer on wooden furniture, wooden floors, glass surfaces, or any surface susceptible to damage. If used properly, metal tip can scratch some surfaces. Basically what you're doing is you're revving it up and then you're letting it go. Set Wizzer on its tip shown, let go quickly and watch it spin. Practice starting Wizzer a few times before trying the tricks. So once again, here are your accessories. You get your pedestal. You get your slotted end. Let me make sure it's facing the right way. Slotted end. Round end. Scoop end. And hollow end. And then here are some of the tricks that you can do. Balance on your finger. Put slotted end, trick tip on Wizzer, rev to maximum speed, set round tip on tip of finger. I could never do this as a kid. There's the stair skip, rev Wizzer to maximum speed, set side on starting tip of top of stairs and release, and would bounce down the stairs. Big circle spin, rev Whizzer to maximum speed, set on side on floor. And then basically we'll do a giant circle. Defy gravity, set pedestal on floor, put slotted end trick tip in Wizzer, rev Whizzer to maximum speed, set round end of tip on pedestal. And presumably you can do this. Again, not something I was very successful with as a child. There's the tightrope walk, put round end trick tip, a lot of T's on Wizzer, tie a string level, not included, between two chairs, rev Wizzer to maximum speed, fit slotted end of tip over string. The circle spin to standing, put pedestal on Wizzer, rev to maximum speed, set edge on pedestal on floor. And it should prop itself up. And then finally, target spin. Choose a target, for example, a square or circle on the floor, rev to maximum speed, try to slide Wizzer on the target zone and stay in the target. Then on the back, there's a couple of different tricks that you can try running in between the gauntlet if you put some objects down the floor. There's also the doodler, which unfortunately I don't have, but if you have a smaller pen, smaller pencil, more so, crayon, put that into the end using some tape to help kind of secure it in place, and it can doodle on paper, which kind of reminds me also of spirograph, another big thing that was big when I was a kid. Marble balance, there's the pencil point whirl, two-story Wizzer, look out, sky stacker, string swing, daring double stand, tilt and turn, maintain orbit, top and teetering tail spin, longest spin, play battling tops, Thunderbolt, and the Wizzer maintenance. If you ever have any problems and you want to keep your Wizzer running to perform peak performance, use any household oil, put a drop around the base and starting tip as shown. And that'll keep your Wizzer hopefully lasting for a very, very long time. Now I'm probably going to go back and reference this a little bit as we're kind of going through this. We don't need the other manual, we'll put that to the side. So of course you've got your one Wizzer. We're going to look at both of these, but they essentially work the exact same way. What you need to do is you're essentially going to be revving it. I'm not going to do it on my hand, obviously, but you're going to rev it, and it's going to spin that base. Now, when you're spinning it, obviously, as the instructions indicated, you don't want to spin it like this. This scratches my hand. It would also scratch imagining anything on a surface that you're revving this onto. Now, what you need to do is spin it kind of on its side. Spin it on basically this portion of the spinner, and then let it go. Send it out to the world and tell everybody its story. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rev it here. You can probably hear it revving, and I'm going to place it down on the table, and you can see how it spins. It actually does a pretty good job of staying in place, and it's going to spin for a bit. I mean, we could sit here and just watch it. Just talk amongst ourselves. What's everybody doing today? But we're not going to do that. We're gonna have some tricks. We're gonna do some stuff. We're at least gonna try to do some stuff. I'm gonna face my fears that I had as a child. I'm gonna see if I can actually spin this. I'm gonna balance it on my finger. This finger right here. So to do that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the adapter. This is the one end that's gonna go on the tightrope. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna plug this into place. And this is essentially what it's going to be doing. I don't know how well this is going to be a successful feat, but we're going to give this the college try. Or at the time that I would have had this as a kid, this would have been the public school try. We're going to rev it up. Here we go. I don't know. Now it says, put slotted end into tip of Wizzer. Okay, rev on maximum speed, set round end tip on finger. That seems pretty simple. Let's see if we can do this. Here we go. I got my finger ready. By the way, if you're wondering where I'm revving this, I'm just revving on the end of the table. And I don't think I'm going to do this. I don't think I'm going to be able to do this. I'm going to give it a try. I think it's more fear than anything else. If I overcame my fear, I can't seem to get it to balance. I cannot get it to balance. Where's the other end of it? What happened to the other end? My, oh my, my. There it is right there. Drop the end of the tip. Well, I can't seem to get it to balance. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Let's see if we can try another trick. Let's see if we can do another trick. Let's do... We're going to defy gravity. Let's see if we do a little bit better at that. So we have to set pedestal on floor. Got it. I'm going to bring the camera in, I think, for this. There we go. And okay. We're going to rev it, set pedestal on floor, put slotted end tip, which is this piece right here, this end. Rev to maximum speed. Set round tip on top of pedestal, which is basically like, would be like this. I don't know if I'm supposed to do it on an angle. Let's try it. I'm not guaranteeing results here, but we're gonna give it a try. I'm revving. It seemed like it started. Maybe let's try a little bit faster. See if we can do a little bit faster here. All right. Woo! Okay, we did it. We did at least a trick. Another trick we can try is we can take this out, and supposedly you put the pedestal in. Just make sure it's all in securely placed in there. Rev to maximum speed, set on edge of pedestal to floor. All right, so once again, we're gonna, you can't hear it. Well, you can hear it, you can't see it. I'm just revving this off camera. Rev. Let's see if it stands up. Okay, that worked as well. Ladies and gentlemen, for my final trick, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make use of the second Whizzer and take off the pedestal. And I'm going to put this one in here, the beveled edge. And I'm going to see if I can balance two Whizzers. We're going to wrap the video up with a feat that no other magician or wizard expert would attempt to try. I'm going to see if I can balance the two together. So I'm prepping the bottom one, or maybe I should have this one as the bottom one. I guess it doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to take this end, which is the round end, and essentially, let me walk you through my trick here. I'm going to rev this one, rev. I'm going to rev this one, rev. And then I'm going to, is it going to be able to do it? I'm going to put this one on top, and we're going to see if we can balance these. This has lots to do with timing and skill, and I'd like to think luck. So here we go. I'm going to rev the one. Let's see if I actually rev both these at the same time. Might as well multitask after all. Oh, maybe that one wasn't fast enough. Let's try it again. Let's at least get this one working. We failed with the finger one. Let's see if we can try with this one. See, that one was a little. Let's see. I'm going to try the other. I'm going to try it the other way. Here we go. Replace it. Maybe this one's a little bit bigger, so it might do a little bit better of a job. Okay, I'm excited. We can do this. We can do this. Or maybe not. Let's try one more time. I'm determined. I am determined that we can do this. Oh, maybe not. I need to figure out which. I have to figure out which end I'm putting in. I'm wasting unnecessary time. Rev. Or maybe not. Well, two things are clear as we wrap up the end of this video. I still suck at using the Whizzer. You would like to think years of growing older and wiser and stuff, I would be able to perfect the art of using the Whizzer. No such luck. However, the plus, as we have had a look at these two Whizzers, the plus is it's very cool to see these coming back. This was something I had as a kid. This, ladies and gentlemen, younger viewers, This was the originals. The original spinners. You want to talk about spinners? This was the original spinners for us growing up. My generation. Those old people, like you like to say. This was the spinners for us. A little bit of practice, I think, could perfect some of the tricks that you could clearly see in this video I didn't do so hot at doing. But still, these are kind of fun toys. And part of me, as my nostalgic end of it, part of me probably will see myself playing with these for a fair bit, trying to perfect my tricks, something that I couldn't do when I was younger. And I think when I do perfect them, I'm going to send out invitations, come over to my house for some Wizzer performance. Somebody's going to come over. I'm going to set out some hors d'oeuvres, and then I'm going to go out to my stage, and I'm going to perform for my friends. And they're going to be like, "Why? Well, we came over for this? Well, at least the appetizers are good." Today, though, we were having a look at the original Wizzer. The original Wizzer. Coming to us from the folks over at Super Impulse. The same makers of the world's smallest toys also are bringing back the original Wizzer. Some more to a successful feat than others. Not so much successful on my end. But certainly stay tuned, guys. More videos are heading your way. As always, thanks for watching, as you always do. I'll see you next time.